Okay, this is a tutorial for the text-based adventure game for the students in Year 7 at Haileybury. So the first thing I've done is I've gone to the program called Pyangelo and I've created a new sketch. All of the students know how to do this. They do this in class. Now the text-based adventure game is essentially a game where the user goes on, reads the text and makes decisions. They have 3 choices or 2 choices to make. They make decisions and that sort of guides the path of the game. So the first thing that we want to do in our game is we want to use certain types of commands. Now the first command that we're going to use is a print command. I'm just going to show you here on the screen. Our simple print command, you write the word print, you put normal braces and then you put inverted commas and you can write some sort of text in this start of a simple print command. So the first command I'm going to write is welcome to the ice cream store. So I'm going to make my text-based adventure game based on an ice cream store. So welcome to the ice cream store. Now because this is a heading, I could run that program right now first. If I do that, welcome to the ice cream store. Now because this is a heading, I would like this to be a little bit bigger. So what I could do is before that first line, what I can do is I can say I'm going to change the text to a larger font. So I could write set text size. You'll see there, set text size, and I am going to put a bracket and I'm going to write large underscore font, and I've written that in capital letters. So I've put set text size as I've written there, and then I've written large font here, and it should come up as a large font. So I hit start. There it is. You can see my welcome to my ice cream store has got a bit larger. So that's going to be my heading. Now I want my regular text to be a regular size. So I'm going to write that again, set text size. And this time I'm just going to put medium font. And my font should have gone back to a normal size. So I do another print statement in here. Let's make a sentence. Hello, welcome to our store. Come on, I hope we can help you. So we're pretending that the user has walked into an ice cream store and the lady behind the counter says, welcome to our store, I hope we can help you. So there we go, and you can see the first one is in big letters and then the second one is in a regular font size. So now that's a simple print statement. So if you just want to say something and put it up on the screen with no action whatsoever, then you just do a simple print statement. That's all you have to do. There's no user input, there's no interaction, it's just a simple statement. Now, we do want the user to interact, and the idea of the text-based adventure is the user is asked questions, and then those questions lead to different potential outcomes. So to do this, to ask the user questions, we need to use what's called an input statement. So we could put input brackets, inverted commas, so same as the print statement except we're using the word input, and we're going to ask the user a question. Would you like a normal cone, comma, waffle cone, or a cup? Okay, now we're asking 3 different questions there: normal cone, waffle cone, or a cup, and we need to give those give the user an opportunity to answer that question. And we need to give the user a way of answering the question. So we're going to have N for normal, we're going to have W for waffle, and we're going to have C for cup. Okay, so NWC. And in fact, NWC over there is a little bit confusing. So what I could do is I could go back to here, and in here I'm going to put a little bracket in here. I'm going to say normal. In here, we're going to put another bracket, we're going to put waffle, and then right at the end here, we're going to put bracket C. Okay, then I'm leaving a space in here so the user is not typing hard up against the question mark, and we have our question. So now if I hit start, welcome to our ice cream store, would you like a normal cone, waffle cone, or a cup? and it's waiting for the user. Now there's a cursor flashing waiting for the user to type in some sort of answer. So I might type in waffle cone, W, hit enter. And nothing happens, and sort of our story doesn't go anywhere because nothing happens. So how do we make this story go further? We need to store the information that we are getting into what's called a variable, a place to hold the answer for the question. So I'm going to write the word answer in here at the start, and I'm going to say answer equals the input from the user. So in other words, this is the little storage container that's going to store whatever the answer is from this person here. So I'm going to say the answer here would have been W. That W would have been stored inside this little box here called answer. So our next line of code, we need to do something with that answer. The user has answered the question. What do we do with that answer? And this is where we're going to use an if-else statement, or an if-else statement. I'll just write one up here so you can see it. If the answer is exactly equal, I've used two equal signs there, to inverted commas to n, which would have been our normal cone, then we're going to say print a statement, great, comma, you want a normal cone. Okay, so if they've chosen N, which is a normal cone, the lady behind the counter is going to say, great, you want a normal cone. Right, so that's our first bit. Now, if, which is like otherwise, if they don't choose N, we could put answer exactly equals W. We also put a colon at the end of that line, and we could do another print statement. And you'll notice these print statements are tabbed in. They're in from the edge of the page in here, because that means they're inside of this little loop here. So in here we're going to say, okay, it's a waffle cone then. Okay, so now they're going to choose a waffle cone. Now the last one is a little bit different. This one we just write else, and we don't need to write else answer equals C, because if it's not N and it's not W, then it has to be C. So we don't need to write all that extra stuff there. It has to be C is the answer. And in this case, we can do another print statement, pair of brackets, pair of inverted commas, and we could put in, I'll get a cup for you. Okay, full stop. So we've now got a first set of questions. So our first thing is we get welcome to the ice cream store. Hello, welcome to our store. I hope we can help you. Would you like a normal cone, a waffle cone, or a cup? So let's run this and see what happens. I hit run. Okay, we're the same scene. Welcome to the ice cream store. Hello, welcome to our store. I hope we can help you. Would you like a normal cone, a waffle cone, or a cup? Now I'm going to press C this time just to test it. Press C, and it comes up saying, I'll get you a cup. So I've tested that line worked. So I'm going to just do it one more time. This time I'm going to press W. And okay, it's a waffle cone then. Great. Okay, let's start again. The next one I'm going to do N. So now I've gone through and I've tested my entire section in here, and it seems to have worked. Everything seems to have worked really well. That is our first scene. So when you look at the rubric and you're looking at how you get marked, you have to have 5 scenes. This is our first scene. The first scene is you walk into the store, you're greeted by the lady, and you're asked what sort of cone you would like. So that's our first scene. So I'm going to go into my comments, so into my text over here, I'm going to put a hashtag and I'm going to write scene 1. So now I've got my first scene right there, and I've got my answer, and we've got an outcome with a different answer at the outcome. So that becomes scene 1. Now, there's a couple of other things that we could add in here. We could, in fact, make this a different colour. So I might go, after we've put our hello, how you going, are you welcome, all that sort of stuff, for scene 1, I might decide that I want everything to be a different colour like magenta, right? So I could go set text colour, you can see it comes up there, brackets, and I'm going to write the word magenta in there. So now let's run this that I've changed the text colour, hit start. There we go. So now we've got welcome to the ice cream store. Hello, welcome to our store. How can I help you? And then the first question is in magenta. So we've changed that section in there. So scene 1, we are in magenta. Okay, now for your program, you have to do 5 scenes. So what I could do is just highlight all of this, copy it. So Control C, copy it. hit return, go back to the start of the line down here so I know I'm at the right spot, and then I'm going to paste the whole lot. So I've now got my first question. Now I'm going down to my second question. I'm going to change it to scene number 2. I'm going to change my text color to a different color. I'm going to write blue this time. And I'm going to ask a different question. Would you like, let's say, would you like chocolate? Would you like strawberry or vanilla? And would you like, or let's put coffee flavoured. Okay, so now we want the user to have this choice. And so the first one would be CH, would be chocolate. V could be vanilla. And coffee could be C, so we can leave that exactly the same, right? So would you like chocolate, vanilla, or coffee? And then they come here's the answer. So the first answers, if the answer is CH, chocolate, then you need to put in some sentence in here. I like chocolate too, right? So you can have a separate answer in there. Now, vanilla, if they choose vanilla, it's going to be a V. So I'm changing this section in here to a V. And then the final one, if it's not that, then it has to be coffee. So coffee, we might write that will definitely keep you awake. That will definitely keep you awake. Coffee, and we need to write something about vanilla. That's a bit boring. Okay, so you might say that's a bit boring if they have vanilla. Now, here's one problem. Up here, we've created a variable and we've called it answer. And so our answer refers to these 3 questions in here. So when we get down to scene 2, we don't want to use the same variable. So we're going to actually call this answer 2. So then here it has to be answer 2 and here it has to be answer 2. So for question 1, we've got answer. For question 2, we've got answer 2. So obviously for the next scene, you'll have answer 3, the next scene, answer 4, and so on and so forth. Now, there's one other thing that I want to do. In here, after the first scene has finished, and we've done all that, we want to be able to read the answer, so we're going to put a sleep in here for 2 seconds. And what this does is, this leaves the answer up on the screen for 2 seconds. So this answer here will be printed for 2 seconds. Then after that, we'll put clear, and we clear the screen. In fact, let's do sleep for 4 seconds so the person's got time to read it, and then they're going to clear that scene. I'm just going to copy those 2 lines, Command-C, and I'm going to put them down here as well so the person could read the answers to that next question. And there we go. We should have 2 scenes done, scene 1, scene 2. So I'm just going to run my game and see how we go. Start. Welcome to the ice cream store. Hello, welcome to our store. I hope we can help you. Would you like normal, waffle, or... So I'm going to choose waffle again. Hit enter. Okay, it's a waffle cone then. Now it's going to wait a few seconds. It's going to wait 4 seconds. Then it clears the scene. You can see the font's changed to a different color. We've gone to blue, and it's asked us our next question. Would you like chocolate, vanilla, or coffee? I'm going to choose coffee, and then I hit enter, and it says that will definitely keep you awake. Wait a second, then it should change scenes again. Okay, so that's what the sleep and then the clear scene does. So there we go. We've got 2 scenes done. They're all working perfectly. This is our text-based adventure game. Your task is to create 5 scenes where they go in different directions, where different things happen. Now, I've done a really, really simple way to do this. What you could do is things like, if they chose chocolate, then inside of this loop, something else could happen. You could ask another question inside the loop. If you wanted to do that, if you wanted to make it more complex, if you wanted to make it more detailed, you could do that. So for example, if you chose chocolate, you might say, do you want to add sprinkles as well? And if you did that, you could make another input in here, and we could call this answer 2B, say for example, and then it could be an input. Do you want sprinkles? Okay, so then you're asking a question and you're giving them a yes, no answer. So yes or no. And then you can put another whole set of ifs in here. If answer 2B, it double equals, inverted commas, yes, colon, great, print Great. I have added sprinkles. Okay, so that says that. Otherwise, then you're going to go back to the else statement and say no sprinkles then. No sprinkles. So now if we run this, you've got this little extra if-else question inside the chocolate one. So if I went here and I chose waffle cone, and then if I choose, for my next section, when it goes blue, I'm going to choose waffle cone, chocolate, CH. Now I get this little extra question, do you want sprinkles, yes or no? So if I say yes, great, I have added sprinkles. It'll still only wait a couple of seconds and then it'll disappear. So that's by putting a different little question inside a question, you can make your whole text-based adventure a little bit more personalised. You could do that as well, okay? So that's just an extra little bit that you could do. You still need to do 5 full scenes, and that's the text-based adventure game.